team like Kyrie and KD. Or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s. But no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawgz, and we back to it. You know how we do it. NBA legends explain why Michael Jordan was unstoppable. Let's get into it, man. I don't even want to do too much talking. Let's see why the GOATs of the NBA, the legends of the NBA, felt like Michael Jordan was unstoppable. So let's get to it, man. But before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If it's red down there and it just say subscribe, go ahead and click on it and make it turn gray, man. I would really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everybody that's already to subscribe, been liking, engaging, comment, enjoying, just rocking with my channel, man. I definitely appreciate every single one of y'all, man. When this shit blow up and we had 1 million subscribers, I'm gonna remember all of y'all that was around when I only had a couple thousand. I'm definitely gonna remember y'all. We're gonna do all type of giveaways. We're gonna do so much sweet stuff, man, that this is gonna be one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. But yeah, let's get into it, man. We got NBA legends explain why Michael Jordan was unstoppable. Let's get it.
Smitty can attest to this. We had to guard him, 35 to 40 minutes a game. And he was the Shaq of shooting guards. Because there's no way you were gonna move him off the post. He was cat quick, and on top of that, he was going to embarrass you in front of your family and friends. So having said all that, if I'm starting a franchise, not only do I want to put people in the seats, because Michael will do that, but his skill level was so far ahead of everyone else, I'm going with MJ.
You just mentioned MJ, and MJ has often called you like one of the toughest shooting guards he had to defend. Right. What was it like going against MJ?
First time seeing, I watched him in college, but I was in JUCO at the time, but first time actually seeing him live in front of you, he was cat quick. And
really?
Yeah.
At that size?
He was cat quick, and he had the ability to take one dribble and you try to get there, and he was in the air already. So, you had to do a lot of freaking film work on him because he had every move.
Right.
And he can get by you with one step, and once he get by you, he's taking flight. But one thing, he was gonna come at you each and every night.
Every night.
And Kobe had that same thing that, and I think all the great ones have it, that they're thirsty to score. Like, it's like, I gotta get it. I gotta get that bucket. And the defenders be like, God damn, this dude's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have that mentality.
There's been a lot of debate about, who's the greatest of all time. Obviously, a lot of people, they just overlook what Kobe has done. And, obviously, LeBron is great in his own right. Do you consider MJ the GOAT?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course, yeah. I went up against him each and every night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
And then you played with Kobe at the Lakers.
I played with Kobe, and Kobe was, he's in that level. No question about it.
Yes, sir.
Mike changed the game in so many other ways, not only on the court.
But we couldn't stop Jordan. I'm looking at the highlights of Jordan. And, every single time we double teamed Jordan down court, but he still averaged his regular season average against the Pistons was 37.5.
Damn.
And then some nights he would get hot, Q. Man, that ain't
some days he was going for 50.
On a bad night, right? We was double teaming him every single time. I'm talking about Jordan.
Right.
He gave a 60, 63. He was just unbelievable. So I couldn't say that he was my toughest to guard because we was all guarding him.
Right.
And when we wasn't guarding him, he may have gotten 100. Literally. That he was.
What do you think Jordan would average? Where do you think he would fit in?
He can adapt his game to anything. He would fit in as the best player in the league. Like, that's what he would be. And, I feel like
KD knows
he'll have more possessions to do more things, but there's also more athleticism in his game. There's more length in his game, but there's also more space for MJ to go to work. So we'll never know, but for sure, he's a master masterful basketball player, like we've been saying. His skill level is unmatched. So,
and you take away his car, and hopefully he doesn't get his wake-up call to make it to the arena. But a player with Michael Jordan caliber, he is almost unstoppable at this time of the year.
Canny ability to be able to create shots and hang in the air. Just nobody like him. I think he's the most outstanding player in the game.
Gotta find a way to stop that fadeaway.
You go in there thinking you're gonna stop Michael Jordan, you're gonna be in for a long night.
John Starks, no.
You gotta pray and hope that he misses a lot of shots.
Fire time by Michael Jordan.
He gets the ball real easily and real quick, and he spins and turns. And once he's hitting that shot so well, like he's doing now, it frustrates you a lot.
He gets so high in the air right there, he's fading. Not even George Marathon can get to enjoy the 7-7.
No stopping that.
In the past.
That's the one thing I will say about the whole fadeaway, just the way Michael Jordan played the game. Like, there was no way to just stop him. Like, the only way that you can say that you stopped him is him just having an off night. Like, that's not you stopping him, though. He gets so high on his jump shots. He just gets so high on his jump shots. He's able to fade away. He's just so fast. It's just like, if he had a bad game, it was because he just wasn't focused. It wasn't because of you.
Physically, he just dominates you so much. Now he's set you up better.
What's that right there, yo?
Better.
He has that killer instinct.
Or that. I don't know. Who was that too?
When Michael Jordan gets down,
I don't neither one of them.
playing him, he's almost impossible one-on-one to stop.
in terms, it's easier to move the ball around and hope that someone's going to make this defense pay.
During the Jordan rules,
that's Joe Dumars, right?
They weren't running the triangle offense, and what the triangle offense did was it does not allow you to double him as much because there's constant movement now. That's why I think he's still as great as ever, because you have to play him one-on-one most of the time now.
I was a jump shot shooter, but I never had to rely upon that skill because I could get to the basket. But now the defenses are collapsing as Detroit did for years, so I got to stop and pull up. I got to utilize the jump shot. I got to take what the defense gives me. I'm not going to go against the grain.
I know what you're going to say, Kobe, Michael. But this is an interesting situation because about 2000, I had the team. It was still probably 99 when I'm coaching the Lakers. Michael's out. He's been retired for a year. And he comes to a ball game, and I said, let's meet in, chairman's room after the game. I want you to talk to Kobe a little bit. He intends to take over a game, at a certain time in the game. And I think that, if you convince him to just wait, just be patient, allow the game to kind of come to him when it's necessary for him to do some things, because the team kind of loses their offensive direction. So I get in this room, and he sits down, and he goes, first thing Kobe says is, I could kick your ass one-on-one.
That's the mentality you have to have. That's the mentality you gotta have, man. I don't care if it's Michael Jordan, Black Jesus, Black Cat, whatever they call this man. Like, you heard what Kobe said to him. Even if you gotta have some type of delusion, like even if Kobe didn't really believe it, like he gonna put that out there because that's just the way that Kobe went about his life. He don't care who's in front of him. And you gotta respect it, man. The Mamba mentality.
What am I gonna say back?
Mamba mentality.
You might.
Just might.
You gonna have to show me.
I've been on the game a couple years. You just might.
So who wins? If you have to pick.
No, it's gonna be MJ. He's got that hand. He's got the glove, as the glove used to be known. But when a guy can pick the ball up with one hand when he's dribbling like Michael could do, and do that and take the ball to the basket, it's very difficult.
Michael Jordan is like, for basketball, for me, he's the end-all be-all. Like, he's the best player I've ever seen. I believe he's the best player I'll ever see. I believe he'll be the best player many years from now.
Shout out to Celsius, man. My official energy drink. Way better than those other energy drinks, man. It has no sugar. It's a really good one, man. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out, man. It got no high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives, no artificial colors, like a whole bunch of vitamins. Like, I'm telling you, this is the best energy drink on the market. So go grab you some.
I really believe that. I believe he is the best ever.
Start with Michael Jordan. I mean, obviously, look, he's going to have some success against everybody, but as we watch some highlights here, take us through what's the approach? What are you trying to do? What are you thinking about with Michael Jordan across the way?
Well, first of all, I'm really nervous about these highlights because those are the three of the best players in the history of the game. But Michael Jordan, I did guard him a little bit when I was in Detroit, and of course, I guarded Scotty a lot, but he was so efficient, was able to get what he wanted, and he did. Most of his domination was in that mid-post area. So he got the shot that he wanted, whether it was from mid-range.
Can we show some misses?
I mean,
Like Michael working you over in them highlights.
they didn't get. I got him on the other end. You know what I'm saying? But Michael was so great, and what I loved about Michael, he just was efficient. He got the shot he wanted. Whatever you threw at him, he had a counter. He really didn't have a weakness in the mid post and in the mid range.
I really like Michael Jordan. He and I are friends.
I like what Grant said though, because that's how I always am. When I got to guard a really good player, because in college, I was like our primary defender. Like I was the guy that had to go guard the best guy on the other court, on the other team. Like that's who I had to go guard. But my mentality was, if he scores on me, he got to guard me too. Like I'm a pretty good offensive player as well. So we're gonna have to go at it. And I'm gonna give you my all on defense. I'm gonna use my strengths. I'm a really good defender. But if you score on me, that's okay because you got to guard me too. So I like how Grant Hill said it. Like I got him on the other end too. Like you gotta respect it, man.
And he never changes. He just doesn't change. He
Jerry
changes
West
all the time. And I still see him every once in a while. And this guy has done more spectacular things than any basketball player I've ever seen.
I agree.
I mean,
That's Jerry. That is saying a lot.
That's saying a whole lot.
I've ever seen.
He's seen a lot.
I know. I mean, just to go, like I said, we've worked backwards, obviously, from where he is now to where you were as a player. That speaks volumes. Especially, I mean, number of years with the Lakers, player, visor. I mean,
You know, Terrell, the thing that people don't realize
Terrell.
is some of the stuff he could do. He was the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
He was
yes,
playing.
absolutely.
He was the best offensive. He was just one of those players that just
Push off?
weaknesses in his game.
Was it a push off?
You know, when he first probably came in the league, you know, everybody talked about he wasn't a good outside shooter. Became a good outside shooter. Everybody talked about he couldn't shoot the 3-point shot. He became a decent 3-point shooter. You know, down low. Didn't have a post-up game, develop a post-up game. He said he wasn't truly a good ball handler. Became a good ball handler.
So basically, they're saying that's what makes him the GOAT. Is he always improved on things. Like he came in the league as this player that was very, very good. You know, he had a lot of strengths when he came into the league, but he wasn't okay with that. He wasn't okay with being that 20, 21-year-old Michael Jordan for the rest of his career. He started improving on his ball handling, his jump shooting, his footwork, his defense, his stamina. Like it was just getting better and better and better to the point where it almost like he couldn't get any better by the time he was, you know, crossing Byron Russell for his last shot. Like that was the most complete player you was gonna get from him. So I think that's what makes him so great was he didn't settle for, you know, just being just good. He became the best.
Defensively, he was just.
He's even getting better with the Wizards,
on the
man.
court, and so, but he's probably, I think, what separated him from everybody is that his mind. You know what I mean? He was probably one of the most. I want to say, well, not brilliant, but probably one of the most intellectual basketball players that I didn't play against. You know, he's always thinking the game. He's always thinking ahead, and you could just see. And his mind is always working. You know what I mean? And I would say this: he probably was the best fundamentally sound superstar that I ever played against. You know, from the standpoint of he didn't do a lot. He just got the spots on the court. You know what I mean? It's just like a surgeon. He just get over here. I want to get a shot there. Pump fake you, take 1 or 2 dribbles, I'm gonna get to that spot. Right. You know what I mean? And so you never hardly see him take a bad shot. Right. You know, always on balance. He was just fundamentally sound. I think that's why the game was so easy to him. Right. You know what I mean? Because he took the fundamentals that he had and put it with the athleticism and the mind that he had, and the game looked simple. Right. Real simple to him. Right. He made it look real easy. Yeah, but it was very hard. Right. It was very hard to go out there and score 30-plus points a night, you know, in the NBA. Back then. Right. You know what I mean? Where the game was to guard the toughest guy. Yeah, when the game was physical and you can, you know, really get into your guy
and put your hands on them, and you know, the fear of them coming down the lane against us, you know, back whatever game you playing against, you know, it was just totally different.
100. So another Jordan video completed, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all for watching that with me. It was a good one. It was a couple videos in there that I've never seen before, and it's kind of hard to, you know, find those after reacting to so many of Jordan videos. It's good to see some different interviews that I've never seen before. But I appreciate y'all like always. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you just went through that whole video and haven't subscribed yet, this is the perfect time to do it, man. Because as you can see, this is a good YouTube channel. We get, it's very entertaining. You know, it's very fun, informative. Like, we got everything on here, man. So go ahead and like it if you liked it, and go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know what other videos you want me to react to. But I'll see y'all next time, man. We out.